Climate change has become one of the greatest global challenges. Ethiopia has experienced deforestation, soil erosion, biodiversity loss, shrinking water resources, and land degradation over decades. These environmental challenges have affected agriculture, food production, and rural livelihoods.
Actually, the issue of climate change is one of the core global problem nowadays, and this is mainly due to the emission of greenhouse gases from developed nation. That those greenhouse gases are actually a number of different type, and they are emitting from industries, factories, and a huge amount of greenhouse gases are being emitted and stored in the atmosphere, and it's affecting actually the second layer of the atmosphere, that is the stratosphere, where they can affect and have critical impact on the ozone layer. That means they degrade the ozone which is stored in the stratosphere to the carbon, the oxygen and the CO2, and the carbon, the O3 or the ozone, which protects us from incoming UV rays, dangerous rays, are getting thinner and thinner nowadays. That's why the climate change aspect is one of the critical problem. The second one is environmental degradation, where about 3.2 billion people are being affected globally by environmental degradation. It's actually caused by deforestation, land degradation, and other agricultural activities. Those are the two core problems nowadays going on. Actually, we have a number of challenges which are caused by the climate change and the land degradation aspect, but yeah, due to climate change. So those are the core problems that we have today.
Recognizing these threats, Ethiopia launched the Green Legacy Initiative in 2019 to restore ecosystems, expand forest cover, improve water resources, and strengthen resilience against climate change.
Actually, there are a number of efforts globally and regionally as well as in Ethiopia to combat those climate change challenges as well as land degradation aspect. For instance, if you take the climate change aspect, there are a number of efforts to minimize emission of those greenhouse gases. And there are also banned greenhouse gas sources globally. And also there are a number of efforts afforestation and reforestation to overcome the issue of greenhouse gas emission. Well, the other point is the issue of deforestation and the land degradation. There are a number of actually activities going on, including afforestation, reforestation in Africa, globally, and in Ethiopia as well, and the energy saving technology aspect that's going on in Africa as well as in Ethiopia. And we are nowadays trying to shift ourselves to the renewable energy source to minimize pressure on forests, actual natural forest mainly. And also afforestation activities going on. Take in Africa, we have green growth wall, which is going on, and 22 countries, I think, in Africa to restore over 100,000 hectares and reduce the expansion of desertification, the Sahara Desert to the southern part. Over 100,000 hectares are being underdeveloped by 22 countries. The second one is the Afri 100. The Afri 100 is practiced again by African countries, by over 30 countries in Africa, again to restore over 100 million hectares, which Ethiopia is part as well. The other is the other one is the Green Legacy Initiative, which is going in Ethiopia. Is the specific in its approach and the very attractive approach which Ethiopia is fastly gearing towards afforestation and reforestation at different landscape including the urban landscape, the agricultural landscape, and the forestry landscape, and bringing it back to the natural or the original ones. And the other one is nature-based farm, nature-based conservation activity. That means they are initiating natural regeneration, that is area closure, which is going on widely in Ethiopia. And this experience is actually again expanding to other African countries. So we have over 4 broader initiatives going on, particularly in Africa, where Ethiopia is part and where Ethiopia is playing the lead role, particularly in the green legacy initiatives, as well as introducing the different green components.
Leadership plays a central role in the success of a green legacy program by providing vision, coordination, and a long-term commitment to environmental conservation.
We have been planting trees for long, even take from the era of Menelik until now. But in the Derg Rime, in the Haile Selassie Rime, as well as in the previous APRDF Rime and now. But the key difference is that the government take the lead role nowadays. The government take as the key initiative that led by the government, our Prime Minister. I'm proud of that because no country and even no leaders at that level who took this much initiative in greening, in beautification, in restoring, and the like degraded environment. That is the critical difference between what was going on previously and what is being done now.
The Green Legacy Program contributes to environmental protection, economic development, and social well-being in several important ways.
Let's start with its contribution in biophysical aspect. You know that before 16 years, Ethiopian forest coverage is said that about 40% of the land area is covered by forest, but it was significantly declined, and it was told that about 3%, only about 3% land area is covered by forest. Nowadays, that figure is changed. It is about, I think, 23.6 or even above. That is reported, the recent report. Imagine the difference. That is the results of Green Legacy Initiative. 1, total landscape restoration and the change in the coverage. The other point is related to its coverage change. We are harvesting a number of benefits. Take increased water volume. We are all the time raising about the return of Lake Alamaya. But there are a number of rivers, streams, springs, and the lakes that are being reclaiming back. Let's take in the Central Rift Valley the Abiata Lake. Abiata Lake, about 2010, 2011, 2012, it was declined to the level of 66 kilometers square. But nowadays it increased to 128-29 kilometers square, which was previously in the 1970s. It was about it's over 215 kilometers square. So the reclamation of the water body. Take the rivers. Even if you go to the Central Rift Valley, you know Maki River, which became annual river. That means after rain stops, it stops flowing. And also the Bulbula River, which was well known, the big river, which actually sourcing from Zwai Lake. In 2002 to 2010, seasonal river. That means it was drying in the drought season. Nowadays, it's now become perennial river as it was before. This is one of the achievements. A number of springs and a number of river water bodies are being reclaimed. Haromaya Lake is also one. So we are harvesting a lot of benefits related to the water body. The other one is restored landscape. We are restoring. That means we are increasing the land cover. So the issue of runoff is minimized. The issue of soil erosion is minimized. So we are getting ample productivity. We are maximizing productivity of the downstream because there is no soil loss. There is limited soil loss and a limited runoff. That's why productivity of agricultural landscape is to somehow increasing. Is linked to the food security issue as well. And also while planting, we are planting different trees, different seedlings that are indigenous ones, those exotics with high value, multi-purpose. That means those can sequester carbon dioxide, and also those can take nitrification. That means assimilating nitrogen from the soil, and those fruit trees which can produce ample amount of fruits. So the issue of food security is there, and we are gaining a number of benefits from that as well. Not only that, if you go to urban landscape in Ethiopia, nowadays urban landscape is completely changing. It is becoming greener. That is mainly due to Green Legacy Initiative, I can say. Because I know, as far as I know, the issue of urban greening, urban beautification gets higher attention nowadays. Before, I know I was involved in that aspect, but it is not as strong as today. So the issue of urban beautification, enhanced aesthetic value of urban environment, and the enhanced value of the city by itself, enhanced value of the residential areas is all what we are absorbing. If you go to the lake buffers as well, that we are planting, the polluted rivers, I'm not only talking about this practice, but if you go overall, the lake buffers and the river buffers pollution aspect is nowadays the situation is changing. Why? The plantation of forest, the plantation of different seedlings or multi-purpose seedlings will minimize the runoff, will filter the incoming polluted water, and will purify that water. So the quality of the river is also increasing. The quality of the lake, water quality of the lake is also increasing. That contributes for the life of aquatic inhabitants. So we have a number of benefits. The shade aspect, where communities can sit under and chit chat, exchange social aspects, and the beauty aspect that we can absorb from the corridors, from the parks that we have in the cities, and all are mainly the contribution of the Green Legacy Initiative as compared to others.
Green Legacy program makes a significant contribution to restoring degraded land by improving soil quality, increasing vegetation coverage, and enhancing ecosystem function.
To start with the beginning, we have a plan to restore 22 million hectares of degraded land by 2013. This initiative is mainly going at fastest rate in Ethiopia, at the fastest rate. Take the Green Legacy Initiative that we are now implementing is one and the major contributor for that to achieve. Since 2019, we are planting a number of billions of seedlings, with different varieties, which are contributing for that to achieve. Not only the plantation aspect, the restoration issue as well, degraded landscape restoration issue as well. So, as compared to other African countries, we are exemplary with different aspects. Take neighboring countries took a number of seedlings from here for different purpose, actually for plantation, and also in our effort for The afforestation, reforestation aspect, as I've said earlier, we are becoming an exemplary because of our efforts. So other neighboring Africa, not only African country, but globally, I think in terms of plantation, we are at the peak. We are the peak at planting trees of different variety. We are at the peak. That's why we are exemplary.
Planting various types of seedlings during the Green Legacy program is important because different species perform different ecological, economic, and social functions.
Related to the number of plantation, actually the mindset of our community is changing from time to time. The focus as well as the interest towards having seedlings of different variety, particularly those of ornamentals, fruit trees, and the shade trees and the like is increasing from time to time. That is what our extension workers has brought, and also the focus given by our government. So the number is increasing. That is the contribution of our effort. To take the number, the figure, which was, I think now the Shagar City plans to plant over 16 million seedlings of different variety, with a focus on the fruit trees and the ornamentals. I think the focus is on fruit trees, that because that contribute for greening and also contribute for the food security aspect as far as they are harvesting the fruits from that. So the attention and the focus of the society is similarly increasing, and this is rewarding as well. So that change in attention, change in the mindset will contribute for the survival of the seedling as well. What we are planting now should be managed, should get appropriate tending operation. They have to properly manage. So that situation will be changed. That implies that the amount of survival rate and their contribution to the forest cover will also increase. I expect that the focus is completely changed.
The Green Legacy program and the COP32 are closely connected through their shared objective of addressing climate change and promoting sustainable development.
Our effort, COP is actually a conference of parties focusing on climate change adaptation and the mitigation. Those encompasses experts, scientists, leaders, and different delegates of different organizations. So the competent experts, the competent leaders, the competent professionals are there to discuss over that aspect, to discuss over climate change mitigation and adaptation. Our effort is, our focus, our contribution towards mitigating climate change is one of the key contributors for us to be selected for COP32. So our effort is one, because take our role in plantation, our role in increasing the forest cover, our role in even in supporting neighboring countries in delivering seedlings and the like, and also our role in the area, take the four initiatives I have raised earlier, the Green Growth Wall, the AFRI 100 and the like. We are part and the role player in that. And also we have registered really remarkable output as the report showed. That's why our effort is actually very interesting related to that, as well as the focus of the government, our Prime Minister, related to this aspect is really admirable. I think that is why we are selected for that.
The program is a major environmental initiative that promotes tree planting, forest restoration, and sustainable natural resource management.
To survive, to sustain our survival and our generation, we are expected to conserve our environment sustainably. The environment conservation, restoration, management is what we are expected to do. This is not a matter of choice. This is a matter of must. we have to do. In issue of conservation and the development, one effort is this, the Green Legacy Initiative and the plantation. So we are not only expected to plant, we are expected to manage. We are expected to continuously follow the seedlings that we have planted. And also we are not only expected to plant at field, the sites prepared for plantation only. We are expected to plant at our garden, our compound. Whether we have large area or the smallest area, we can it is possible to plant seedlings of different variety. Take the horizontal growth, just we can plant 2 to 3, 4, 5 seedlings at our home, and we can manage that. And also other spices and other ornamental seedlings is a contributant. Not only the horizontal one, we have also the opportunity to grow vertically by layer, and also on the roof, even buildings on the roof. So we have ample opportunities if our mindset is changed. So we are expected to plant, and not only planting, but we are also expected to grow. One. The other point is from other actors, that means other stakeholders. I expect that not only planting the seedlings and not only reporting the amount of seedlings that we are planting, but I expect them to mobilize the society to, in order them follow, in order them manage, in order them develop sense of ownership. That is in the mindset. Doing such an activities, our Green Legacy initiatives, even the coverage, the forest cover, the benefit and the like that we are gaining now and enjoying now is even become manifold. So the different actors should work on the society to at least in order them to develop and manage the planted seedlings as well. And also the other aspect is actually other component, the issue of emission. We are bothering about the greenhouse gas emission. Even though our contribution is insignificant, we are contributing huge amount of discharges from industries and the factories. That should be, I think, is nowadays regulating by environmental authority. It's appreciated. You can see the issue of plastic control legislation and the regulation which is practiced now. And if we practice other mitigatory measures as well, we can learn from that. That's all what I want to say.
Every successful tree begins in a nursery. Across Ethiopia, thousands of nurseries prepare billions of healthy seedlings each year.
Related to the overall institution, related to forestry actually, the forestry component, nursery site is one, and the component for the Green Legacy Initiative and other afforestation, reforestation activity. While we are saying nursery, it somehow has similarity with nursery where we can send children for preschool education. That needs proper tending, proper follow-up, proper management. Similarly, seedlings are also the same, where the nursery sites are also the same. So we are expected to have the tending operations, the management, and all systems be here as it is there in nursery for children. Because we are growing here seedlings, and also we are growing their seedlings. Those are tomorrow they care for the environment. Similarly, the children care also for our country. So we are expected to have proper management in this area. Technically, while you come from the gate, we have the production sites and the non-productive sites. The production sites are what we are observing here, and the non-productive ones are the site where doing pits, soil filling, and the construction, and the parking, and the like. Those should all be arranged as expected. And also you see the beds, they have their own actually strategy to bring from the seed, from soil preparation, from sowing the seeds, from growing to bringing at this stage and then to bring to the field. So a number of aspects are there, and that's I expect that there should be well equipped, well trained, and knowledgeable practitioners that attend those nursery sites, as we are expected to have in child growth center. And related to the institution, again, formerly, agriculture is one of the curriculum in primary education, secondary, and even high school until grade 10, what I learned. Nowadays, the issue of agriculture is totally excluded. What I recommend is that it's better if children exercise agriculture from, I don't want to say from KG, but from grade 1 to grade 10. If it's better if included in curriculum as one course. One. The other one is the higher institution aspect. Actually, nowadays a number of higher institutions delivering forestry. We are expected to strengthen them, both technically, materially. And to come to my college, Unduganet College of Forestry, is famous, well known. In East Africa, it's well known with a number of links globally and regionally and even in the country. I think it's well equipped. But nowadays, one of the challenges is the number of trainees received and sent from the Ministry of Education, and the number of trainees that we are producing is particularly the Department of Forestry. I think they don't have students now at this moment. I expect if we are going to conserve our environment, restore our environment, and set sustainable growth and development, we are expected to strengthen this sector. We are expected to strengthen this sector. This sector, as I've said, it has a link with crop production, a link with other production as well. No agricultural activity is out of forestry, but forestry can stand alone. But agriculture can't stand alone, because only crop production without environment protection, without soil and water conservation, without forestry is impossible. So what I want to say is that the number of trainees should be considered, as well as the training quality is actually there, but the number of trainees should be considered, is what I want to say.
Green Legacy Initiative has attracted global attention as one of the world's largest environmental restoration programs. Ethiopia has shared seedlings and experience with neighboring countries while demonstrating practical climate action. The initiative also supports the country's climate commitments and sustainable development goals.